This is Jason with Chicago News. This week we've got the all-new 2017 Ford F-250 Super Duty. The biggest new feature for 2017 is that everything you see here, the exterior, the body, the cab, is aluminum. Now, there's been a lot of back and forth or whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's not going to corrode. It's much lighter, much stronger. Really cool to see Ford innovating that way. Another innovation, and this one has to do with towing, the hitch actually goes far enough under this frame, it attaches further back than normal. It's really cool because it means that the load is closer to the rear axle and you don't really necessarily have to invest time and money in a load leveling hitch because it's actually in a better place on the chassis where the weight carries. It has a built-in bed step as well. So how about styling? Well, it's a pickup truck. Not too many people care about the styling, but we think they've done a really great job here. Now, it stays in line with a lot of the past Super Duty models. It's more of a refinement. Really cool front grille and front lights. And overall, it's a really handsome truck. So now we're inside the new 2017 Super Duty. And I've got to say, this is one of the most luxurious trucks I've been in. Now, Ford, a lot of the manufacturers, but especially Ford, have been making, real luxury versions of their trucks for quite some time. The King Ranch versions, and which is exactly what we're in, Platinum, all of these different versions they have. In fact, if you go on the website there and try to configure a truck, there's any number of options. You could sit there for hours doing it. This King Ranch version, though, it's pretty incredible on the inside. Lots of really warm leather. There's really nice wood insets in the door. It really does feel just like a luxury car on the inside. Some of the luxury features you get in this Super Duty: heated and cooled seats. There's really nice massagers in the seats. There's an incredible panoramic sunroof. There's just a ton of features, some of which you wouldn't even really expect in a truck like this, but it really makes for an incredible driving experience when you combine it with everything else you get. The model we're testing is the 6.7 liter diesel, and this engine is pretty incredible. Been several versions of the Power Stroke over the years, but this latest 6.7 liter just keeps getting better and better. Lots of innovations in this engine, but what's really incredible are the numbers. 440 horsepower and 925 foot-pounds of torque actually seem like more numbers from a semi-truck than from a pickup truck. There's so many great features in here if you're on the go. You've got lots of power outlets, USB, lighter plugs, that sort of thing. But there's actually 110 volt, plug-in outlets, but a lot of cars and trucks have, not much power behind that. There's actually a 400 watt inverter, so you can plug some really heavy duty things in to your outlet. Fuel economy number is not necessarily the most important thing when you're buying a vehicle this size. You're going to be towing, you're going to be doing different things. It makes what you're doing with the truck on any given day makes a huge difference to the mileage. But I will say, even in our mixed driving, we're getting in the mid-teens, 15, 16 miles per gallon, which is really impressive for a vehicle this size and certainly with this much power. The engine sound is pretty impressive too. The noise level is very low. At idle and certainly at cruise speeds, it's almost whisper quiet. You get a hint of the diesel sound, but when you go back 10, 15, 20 years, you could barely hear yourself talk in a truck like this. So the big question is, what does all of this cost? And it's not a very fun answer. This truck, the way it's optioned, it's basically pushing $80,000. That's a lot of money for a pickup truck when you consider what else $80,000 can buy you. Now, you're getting a ton for that money, but unless you really need a truck for work and you really want to be super comfortable while you're doing it, there's probably a different combination of options that's better. The base price for one of these Super Duties with the 6.2 liter regular cab F-250 starts at $32,000. So when you think about it, that's a lot of options. I mean, the diesel alone is an $8,600 option, but with the power, the torque, the towing capacity you get, it's really kind of hard to say no to the diesel version. Let's see how this 925 foot-pounds of torque pulls. Pretty impressive for a truck this size. And again, incredibly quiet considering that was full throttle acceleration. One thing that's not great is the turning radius, but this is a crew cab full-size Super Duty pickup, so you don't necessarily buy it for the turning radius. Speaking of towing capacity, what can this tow? Well, 18,000 pounds, which is pretty impressive considering this is still a consumer pickup truck and not a commercial truck. Incredible towing capacity, both from the hitch and obviously from a gooseneck as well. When it comes to technology, there's also a ton of features you wouldn't expect from a truck like this. You've got lane assist, you've got cross traffic alert, collision avoidance, automatic braking, blind spot monitor, all of the things that you would expect from a high-end luxury car as far as active safety features are here in this truck as well. The backup camera is really great. There's not just a camera on the back, you've got multiple cameras you can choose from, including there's ones on the side mirrors, you can do a split camera, you can do a bed cam, there's any number of cameras, and it really makes for ease of use on a vehicle this big, being able to back it up. The new Super Duty also has Ford's newest Sync 3 system and includes this 8-inch touchscreen, and some of the apps that you get access to on here are pretty cool. But one of the best things obviously are these heated and cooled and massage seats, the multi-contour seats as they're called. You can adjust all the different lumbar supports, you can start the massage. Actually, we're just going to sit here for a while. So what do we think of this new Super Duty? Well, Ford's really outdone themselves. This truck has really been one of their best sellers, and it's Ford trucks in general lead sales for the company. They really have poured a lot of effort into this, and you can tell. The aluminum body, the incredible engine, all of this technology. We just wish it didn't cost so much.